coming and like learning how to cut hair, you could get discouraged very fast. How did you maintain motivated and like keep it rocking to
That's
decide that this is gonna be your career?
for the both of them, because that's something I like to know.
That's a question for both of you.
Yeah.
You want to answer that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. There's days where I've gone home and cried because
Wow.
I've
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
you
like-
get discouraged fast. Like
there's like so I don't know. I've had a few incidents here. You know, like people don't like the cut, so like they would say something, and then you know like here I wouldn't like you know like let it all out. But when I would go home, I'm like, damn, like you know, is this something you love, and somebody just brings you down. Like I just wanted to quit. Like I was.
no, and not even that. At first, like you don't really make money.
Yeah.
So
So,
That too, that
you
too.
go home and you're like, oh, is this really for me? Like
Is it
I'm
worth
not,
it
I'm,
at
I'm
the
not
end of the
getting any
day?
clients. Is it worth it for me to stay 8-9 hours in a barbershop just sweeping
Right.
hair? You get me? Like
there would be
I went through it, so like I wanna see what you guys think. Like
Yeah.
All right, what's up, guys? It's Not Your Ordinary Barber with N.Y.O Barbershop.
so yeah, CT Barber. We're here with a couple more barbers with N.Y.O Barbershop podcast.
Yep.
We got cuts by Alex, and Louis Freshface.
Yes,
What's up,
sir.
guys?
What's
What's
going on,
What's up,
bro?
guys? What's up?
We're gonna kick it with Shot today. What you got for us?
All right, so first off, we're going to start with an introduction. They're going to introduce themselves and let you know how long they've been cutting, so on and so forth. So let's start with Alex.
Hey, so guys, my name is Alex. I'm 22 years old, and I was born here, but I come from a family where they're born from Ecuador. I started barbering, I say, in the pandemic, so I'd say it's like, what, 2-3 years? But I started taking it seriously once I moved into the shop, which was last year, basically. But then, yeah, that's how it's going so far.
My name's Louis Freshface, Jose's son. And I've been cutting for about as we opened a new spot. So that's about more like a year and probably like 7 months,
Couple
8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 months.
A year and 8 months I've been cutting, and I love it. It's cool. It's fun.
Well, let's start
Chill.
off with asking Alex a couple questions. What made you want? What got you into barbering in the first place?
Honestly, I was looking at. Well, first, I didn't even want to become a barber. It was just I wanted to cut my hair. So like, I used to work as a chambelan.
As a what?
As a chambelan. So it
What's
was
that?
like, you know those sweet 15s. You know those dancers
Dances
that
and
are
stuff.
for the. I used to be a paid dancer, so I used to dance every week for these
Hey.
15, sweet 15s. So I had events literally almost every time, and I would get cuts every week. I'd be at the barbershop. So then pandemic happened, everything shut down. This is like the first time I see the side of my head, like so much hair. I've never seen so much hair. And I got anxiety. I buzz it all
You
out.
cut it yourself?
Yeah. Basically, I had my aunt. She didn't want to cut my hair because she was scared of the whole lockdown. So she just gave me clippers.
Hold on, she was scared of the whole lockdown,
Yeah, she didn't
and she
want.
didn't want to cut your hair.
No, cause yeah, she was like she was like more of that safety
You
side.
didn't want to get sick.
Yeah,
she's
she
just
didn't want to
kinda
get sick.
like-
Yeah,
Y'all lived in the same place? Or?
No, she lived like. I lived like 78th Street, and she lived at the Owen 100. So
Oh,
I had to
okay,
walk
okay.
like 30 blocks.
Okay, so not in Pennsylvania. You were living in New York.
New York,
at the time.
yeah.
Okay.
So she got me the clippers, and then that's when I was starting to watch YouTube tutorials, and I just cut my hair and I messed it up. And then yeah, from there on, I guess
Body this shit.
I did it on my
Bodied himself.
I did it on my brothers, to my dad, and I posted it, and then I just kept doing it with friends, and then yeah, I guess I saw YouTube videos, and what got me into it was the fact that how a haircut could like change a whole person. Like it changes the view of a person. Like you've seen, so I don't know if you guys seen TikToks. That's when TikToks went viral because
Yeah, everybody in the pandemic was using
Yeah.
TikToks. They were
yeah,
bored.
literally they were like woofing, and then they would go get a cut, and then boom, like a whole new dude.
Yeah.
So like yeah, this like you could change a person's look. So like that's what like barber has like the power to do all that. So that's what got me into it. Like you know.
Okay. What about you, Louis?
Shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't feel like working no 9 to 5 no more, for real. I was just decided to try to do something with my hands, whether that was like electrical work, construction, whatever the case may be is.
Did you
But
really?
I decided to do this instead because
Okay.
I decided like doing all that construction stuff, building stuff for other people, it's just gonna make me depressed. Or
I'm gonna
like,
confess something to y'all right now.
Mm.
When he started, like that, you was teaching him, and he was always here at the barbershop. I underestimated him. Cause I said, oh, he looks like he doesn't like this. He surprised me. Like now we know how he cuts.
Yeah.
Go to his Instagram and see this man's work.
Yeah, check it out.
Go check it out, please, and tell me what do you guys think? Cause this man is the fastest barber to learn how to cut hair. It's crazy.
So you've been
To be honest with
basically,
you.
he's been basically cutting with us now for a year and 6 months total.
Yeah, total.
And before that, he was watching for how long?
Couple months.
Since like probably like October
Sweeping the floors, just
last
doing,
year.
doing the runs.
But the thing is that like his energy and like the way he acted, like just by looking at a haircut, I'm like, no, he doesn't like the cutting hair. But now he,
I just ain't feel like staring at people's heads, bro.
guys, listen, this barber is, how many times have you won barber battles?
This one.
Two, 3 times.
This one.
Okay, he won a barber
I
battle
competed in
as
3.
as a student. He has trophies, and I love his haircuts now. He's doing very
Alright.
well for himself, and we're proud of him.
Yeah, very
Thank you.
proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you all the time, actually, like where you're at now, cutting, and where I was at the amount of time you had, nowhere as good as you are now.
Yeah.
So just give it a little bit more time. By the time you're at where I'm at now, forget it. Who knows? You know, like it's crazy. Now, so you didn't want to do construction. You didn't want to. You were just basically tired of doing that. You wanted to do something with your hands.
Yeah.
Now, what did you do before you started cutting hair?
I was working at a warehouse. I was working night shift from 5 in the
Rough.
afternoon till 5:30 in the morning.
Rough.
For no reason, cause I didn't even need to. I didn't need to work like I had 3 kids or none of that. I just had nothing else to do.
And how old,
You know what I mean?
how old
So-
are you now?
I'm 20. I'm 20 years
And
old.
When you were working in the warehouse, how old were you?
Probably like 9. I think I was 19 then. That was after my birthday, so I must have just turned 19.
So at 19, you started working a night shift. That's crazy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, even before that, I had 2 jobs. You know, I was working at Home Depot
What?
and working at construction in the morning and stuff like that. So that was when I was 18, and then I was like, screw that. Thought I did something better. Thought to do something better, which is the warehouse, but that shit was probably just as bad.
Now
So
let
then I
me
do
ask you,
this
because
instead.
like upcoming and like learning how to cut hair, you could get discouraged very fast. How did you maintain motivated and like keep it rocking to
That's
decide
for,
that this is gonna be your career?
for the both of them, because that's something
Yeah,
I like to know.
that's
from,
a question for both of you.
Yeah.
You want to answer that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. There's days where I've gone home and cried because
Wow.
I've
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
you
like-
get discouraged fast. Like
there's like, so I don't know. I've had a few incidents here. You know, like people don't like the cut, so like they would say something, and then you know, like here I wouldn't like like let it all out. But when I would go home, I'm like, damn, like is this something you love,
Mhm.
and somebody just brings you down. Like I just wanted to quit. Like I was,
no, and not even that. At first, like you don't really make money.
yeah.
So
So
That too,
you,
yeah, that
you
too.
go home and you're like, oh, is this really for me? Like
Is it
I'm
worth
not,
it
I'm,
at
I'm
the
not
end of the
getting any
day?
clients. Is it worth it for me to stay 8-9 hours in a barbershop just sweeping
Right.
hair? You get me? Like
there would be
I went through it, so like I wanna see what you guys think. Like,
there would be days that I wouldn't even go home cutting one person when I first started.
Yeah,
Like I'd be lucky to just cut one person, but it was. I don't know. I just kept going. It's because it's like the same thing, Like so, I had this friend who told me that whenever you start a career that you like, you have to go through like a bad stage. So basically, let me say an example. You want to become a chef in the restaurant. You got to be a dishwasher. Then a dishwasher, you go to a prep. Then a prep, you go to a
your
cooker.
scale.
It's a
Go by
scale.
scale, yeah.
Same thing with the construction worker. You want to be the master. You gotta start as like a dude that cleans up everything. The dude that helps out the
helper.
master. Exactly.
Yeah, but what were you doing every day that kept you motivated? Keep going, keep pushing.
It's just the people around me. Then like I put myself in that mindset. I'm like, yo, like I gotta just stay in it. It's gonna come out good. It's gonna come out good. Like
Nice.
I just kept telling myself that, and I still do. There's still days
Right.
that still happens. So I still go at it.
What about you?
Luke?
My motivation really is just looking at progress, looking at old ass photos of me shanking people's haircuts like crazy, and looking at it now and be like, damn, I still got mad time to grow. So imagine like in a year from now, my haircuts from now until then, it's gonna be
You
different.
gain a lot of confidence when you
So-
see them nice
Yeah,
cuts,
for
right?
sure. But back when I first started, the motivation was like I'm starting early. My dad, looking at my dad, he started late in his career. So I was like, I'm starting now. So even if a year from now, even if I'm a little better, I still got years to develop
Mm-hmm.
and really just keep pushing.
Nice.
Until
I
then,
love the mindset, man. Cause
No,
like,
yeah.
it's really hard to stay in this business if you're not making money, like we said, and
Right.
you know, it's tough. It's tough. Like mentally, you get tired too, and you know.
You know something that this is something that people don't talk about. You know, you don't go, uh, you don't just start in a barber shop and automatically start making money.
It's hard. It's
Um,
hard at first.
yeah, no matter what shop it is, even if you're on commission, you know, this is something that you have to put in the work and you have to sacrifice a lot. A lot of people don't realize that, you know. But once you put the time in and you go through that process, whether it takes you 2 3 years,
Smiles.
you're unstoppable, dude, because nobody can tell you how much money you can make. Nobody can tell you how much money you can't make.
Right.
Nobody can tell you your hours.
You feel like you have control of your life.
You know, and
when
you
start work
exactly
like
you
that.
gain control of everything. How much money you're making, your hours. You know, hey, if you need a day off, you don't gotta ask somebody. You know, you put in your schedule and you set it up that way.
Exactly.
You know, shop owners are a little bit different, but I mean, as far as a barber that's paying booth rent, and once you get to that level where you're booked and you have your own clientele, you're self sufficient, ain't nobody can tell you nothing. You know, so like stick with it, man. It's gonna get there.
right.
Excuse me. Now, what keeps you guys motivated? What motivates you guys now? Now that you've been here about a year and 6 months.
Well, for
Keeps
me,
it
I feel like
pushing.
it's the customers. The customer is always coming back with a smile on their face, or even just posting the haircut after they get out the chair is just always the best feeling for real.
Okay.
Making sure that people actually like what you do on a day-to-day basis, not just endless, just people coming in and out. Nah, people actually show gratitude from the start of the day to the end. You know what I mean? So it's always good to reflect at the end of the day on what you've done during your time and stuff like that. So
The
that's what really helps
results.
me out.
Results.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, it's just exactly what he said. Like achievements is like what you've done already. So like I've had people come back, and then them coming back is a sign to me already. Like okay, I'm doing something good. You know, let me just keep doing it and keep doing it, and it keeps on going. You get more clientele. I started remember like I said I told you guys from earlier. I was lucky to just cut one hair a day. So like now, at least cut one person. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
I don't go home without cutting nobody. So that's like I see that as progress, and that's why I just want to keep going. Like if you see yourself not making progress, you know, kind of when it makes you stop. But like if you see it, if there's even a little bit of progress, you keep on going. So that's what
Now,
I want to keep on going.
what have you learned that works for you as far as getting new customers, and what have you learned that doesn't work for you?
To work, I say give them a good service and give them a good cut. That's what makes them come back. Now, what not to do is basically, I would say like not make them feel uncomfortable, not cancel on them, not change their times, not be late to their appointments, all of those little details count. Nobody wants a barber where they come in before you. Like I always said, I always thought that a barber should come before the client does. It's
As
the
far as
opposite.
time wise, you mean
Yeah.
like okay, yeah.
You gotta respect their time as well. If you don't respect your client's time, that's one thing you should not do. You gotta respect their time the way you want them to respect your time.
Yeah. Nice.
What about you, Louis?
What was the question again?
What have you seen that works for you as far as getting clients or keeping clients, and what have you seen that doesn't work?
Well, first you gotta give them a tough haircut, nice haircut. That you can, all their friends gonna notice it. New style. You gotta do new, different things with them every time. Because if you do the same stuff, people just gonna look at it and not pay attention. So what works for me is I give them like a best haircut that I could do, and then I post it or I tag them, whether that be on Snapchat or Instagram, because they're gonna want to show their friends a nice haircut. So that's potential to have hundreds and hundreds of new customers. So I feel like that's the key. I feel like is doing new stuff with your customers, so they talk about you.
Keep them motivated to come back.
Yeah,
To the
stay in
shop.
the conversation and stuff like that.
Now, how do you guys feel like at the barbershop that you guys obviously is here, but how do you guys feel here around everybody and the environment? Explain that for us, please.
Well, start from the beginning. How you felt when you first
Before,
started,
yeah.
and how you feel now.
First, well, when I came in here, I felt like I didn't fit in at all, because I would do these haircuts, and then I would look around me, and I'm like, yo, these haircuts are like crazy, like they're just blurry as hell. And then I'll see mine, I'm like, nah. I felt like I just felt like I didn't belong here. Like I felt like unfit. Like I felt like
It keeps
this.
you motivated, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, but it also
Well, I
discouraged
mean,
me.
it's a learning process. That wasn't something that. All right. Well, a lot of people don't understand is when you're starting any job, really, you're not gonna do the same exact work
As
or
the other
as
people.
Yeah.
as a person who's been doing it for longer,
No.
whether it's plumbing or no matter what it is. It just doesn't happen. That experience isn't there yet.
Yeah, I just felt like I said at that moment, like when I didn't talk to nobody, I was quiet. Like I didn't feel like I fit in. I'm like, damn, like these dudes are way too like nice. So and after like now, it's not even that. Like I didn't even look into that. Like now I see everybody as family. You know, like I've connected towards everybody not through barbering, but like through like as individuals.
Outside of barbershop.
Yeah. So like everybody here is nice. Everybody here has a good heart. So like that's now I feel like I don't even see these people as coworkers. Like I see these people as family. So that's how I view this shop now.
What about you, Luisito?
I was never really uncomfortable for real. I just don't. I don't know. Yeah, I knew these guys from the other shop. Like when we moved here, it was the same people. I feel like there's been people so much in and out now. Well, I feel comfortable. That's it. I feel comfortable with everybody I be working with because it's just every day the same thing. So
Okay. I know there was probably more to that, but he didn't want to say right now.
He didn't want to express it.
No, that's cool. I get it.
Nice.
No, that's cool. I get it. All right. So where do you right now? You guys are doing. Where do you see yourselves in another 2 to 5 years? Whether it's cutting hair, not cutting hair, if you're still cutting hair, what do you? I know
What things
a
do
lot
you
of
guys
people
want to achieve?
don't look that far into the future yet. But think about it. Take a second and be like, all right, hold on. In 5 years, I want to be booked out. I want to be traveling. I want to be doing this and that. What?
hopefully I have like steady, like somewhere to live. Like hopefully I have like a nice house or like a nice apartment. Definitely gonna probably have a kid or something. 5 years, that's mad time.
Mm-hmm.
So kid is
Do
in the
you want a
picture
kid?
for sure.
Okay.
Not too many, but a couple. I'm gonna be set soon, so I ain't too worried about not having money for them or nothing. Car, traveling for sure. Traveling for sure. I think I want to like cut hair, like to be a travel barber or something like that,
Okay.
and do like celebrities.
You
or
like
something.
traveling?
Yeah,
Do you mean
I like views. I like everything.
you like all around the world, or like here in the United States, to travel? Though,
I like all
States?
everywhere. Everywhere's nice. There's not nowhere that I wouldn't want to go unless it's like dangerous.
Okay.
But yeah,
What about you, Alex?
For me, I don't know. 2 to 5 years, I want to be. I definitely want to be booked out. Like I want to have like a steady income. Like I want to have, like I don't want to be worrying about. Okay, I want to wake up and say, all right, this week is booked.
schedule's set.
Yeah, like I want to wake up to like a booked schedule. I want all of that, but I gotta work for it. And then I guess I always thought myself like I can't really think of plans because first I need to be steadily like, how do I say it?
Discipline.
Stable.
Yeah, I need to be stable. Exactly. I need to be stable first. Once I'm stable, then I could think of plans of what to do. I know how much money I'm getting, how much I'm doing,
Yeah.
all that.
Now, I don't mean stable like as far as like, oh, I'm going to live here the rest of my life, but financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to say, okay, every week I at least make X amount of dollars,
Yeah, exactly. Like I wanna like before I go to step 2, I wanna first get step 1 done. Be financially stable. That's what I'm going for first.
Nah, you guys are young. Just try to stay organized, motivated, keep working, pushing. You guys, it's a process. It's a learning process that I'm still, it looks. You guys might think probably have like 2 or 3 years working as a barber, but I've been in here like what, like 7 years
Mm-hmm.
total working barbershop, but
Yeah,
and it's still like
That's a long time.
a learning process to like stay organized. Do
right.
this with your paperwork, like say for the end of the year, like
Yeah.
those kind of things. So that's important. Look into that and just keep pushing. You guys are doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next step.
Now let's talk about now. You mentioned it before. both of these guys have competed in competitions,
Barber, I suppose.
being what, less than a year working. You know, how does that feel for you guys? You guys are just literally starting in a barbershop, and you're going out there competing against student barbers,
It feels
supposedly,
good. It feels good to do that and feel accomplished. Win or lose, you feel accomplished
right?
I'd be scared.
because it's just.
I'd
Nah,
be-
yeah, be nervous.
I'd
It's
be
nerve
scared.
wracking.
My hand is like this. Like I'm shaking. It's
No,
like
you have won too, so talk about that experience.
No,
About
facts.
winning Virginia
This-
Beach.
thing is, like when I go up there, like I don't think about it's me against other barbers. Like I just want to think about me. You know, like I'm saying, okay, fine. I've cut this guy before. I'm gonna give him the best haircut that I've ever given. So I'm gonna give him a better haircut than the one I gave him before.
And
You
in
know?
front of like a whole crowd.
Exactly.
It's
So, like,
different.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, my hand. The first time I went, my hands are shaking. Like I was sweating. I was.
Which
all
one
I-
was your first competition?
I was mad.
It was Maryland, right?
Baltimore, right?
Yeah, Baltimore. Yeah.
And that was the first time Louis competed too, and that was the
And they
first
both
time
won.
that out of 3 places, two of the barbers were from the same barbershop.
Yep.
Less than a year cutting hair. That shit was dope.
That's history, I think.
Yeah, but literally had you guys holding a flashlight behind my head. Like there was
That
everybody
was
had
pretty ghetto,
everybody
yeah.
had ring lights,
Yeah.
and somebody was holding the flashlight behind my head, and I'm there shaking. And
You
then
tried telling you come prepared, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, you had a whole headset. I
That's
know.
it.
I think it's
I always come strapped.
they told me there would be lighting, so like I didn't know nothing about that. So,
Well, they always say there's lighting, but there's never lighting. They just don't want you to bring a ring light.
yeah, and then I see
Yeah.
They don't even let you take it up there sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just don't want you to bring it.
and then Virginia. I guess that the Virginia got scared because that's when like judges go behind you.
Mhm.
Then when they go behind you, it's like, you're like, oh damn, like I don't want to mess up. Like that's when you like you don't want to mess up. Like I can mess up when you guys are not here, but I don't want to mess up when you guys are looking at me. Then I guess in Reading I was calm because I don't know. I just like literally there was, at a point I guess I felt like people behind me, so I was like, oh damn, like I took a deep breath. And I just kept cutting, but I was still sweating. Like my back was sweaty, and I think that I had a black shirt because my
If
back
you would
was
have had a
sweaty.
white shirt, forget it.
Yeah.
It would have been like a wet t-shirt
Yeah,
contest.
literally, and I'm
Oh
like,
nah.
I was just breathing in and out. You know, like,
Nah, man. Those moments, they stick with in your mind forever. Though is
Yeah, I thought that was
It's
pretty
nice.
dope, bro. Like
It's
the first
nice.
time my son went up there, and I had 2 guys from the same shop up there. I thought that was amazing, man.
yeah.
it's
You
fun.
know?
It's fun. It's like it's fun. It's like you get nervous, but it's like that fun nervous. You know, like
Yeah, I know.
It's like you're riding a roller coaster, bro.
yeah.
That's what it feels like for real.
And
Or
then
like
they-
playing football. Something cool.
It's like a final. Like you know, you see
Yeah.
like the trophies up there. It's like a final. Like
Yeah, like a sports final.
Yeah.
Not like a final test.
Championship game.
not yeah, like a
Like a
sports
game,
final.
yeah. It's
like,
like a game. Like a
sports
football game.
final, yeah.
Yeah.
You're literally there's so many people right there in the audience. Everybody's around taking videos, pictures. I'm like, nah. It's the first time I was scared.
It's nice. You expose your work. You expose yourself as a barber. You get to know people. you
Yeah,
know,
network with everybody. right?
network.
There's people that go to these competitions, man, like in Connecticut. There's people from all over the world, dude. You know? All
There's
over the
people
world. that
from
go there.
Italy over there, man.
Yeah. All over, man. No bullshit.
Word.
Now, let's talk about experiences in the barbershop, right? Have you ever had a time where, I mean, you mentioned something real quick, Alex, that something happened to you. You actually went home and you cried.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that. Like, what happened?
No, I was just dude. I was, mind you, everybody was already leaving. So somebody closed the shop. They're like, "Oh, I know you guys closed, but you guys have a space available." And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. You know, I'm gonna stay. So I stay. And mind you, I think I'm like the only. It's me and 2 of the barbers. So I'm cutting him everything, and then at the I'm not done. And he's like, "Yo, can you finish mending this?" I'm like, "Okay, fine, that's fine." And I'm still going at it. And then I guess I don't know. The guy didn't feel comfortable because I was, like nervous. I was shy. Then
So you think the customer felt that?
yeah, he
like
felt my
that?
vibe. Yeah, that's one thing too. Like if your customer feels the vibe that's off, like they're already thinking you're doing a bad work, even if you're doing the steps right. You know.
They're gonna feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. So I guess that's one thing I said too. Don't make the guy feel uncomfortable. So I was shy. I was timid. I didn't know what to say. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like I was just scared though, and he could tell I was scared. Then I guess when my coworker came, he was helping me out, and then he leaves. So then that's when I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go finish it up. He's like, nah, I don't want you to touch my head. I want the other guy to finish. And the other guy already had a guy in the chair. He's like, yo, I can't cut you. Let me finish my client first. So mind you, first that same client, he was rushing me. He's like, yo, I need to go fast. Then after he's like, then he's like, oh no, I want him to cut me. I'm like, but he's cutting another guy. He's like, I'll wait. So I'm like, so in my head, I'm like, first you make me rush you, and now you're saying you're gonna wait for the other barber. Like,
Yeah,
it,
it made you.
it got me pissed. So I'm like, you know what, fine, whatever. I think that's when you came and you finish it off. You finish it off, and then yeah, then from there, like that was like, I guess, one scenario where I got demotivated. Like I'm trying, but
Yeah.
You start asking
Yeah.
yourself a lot of questions in your mind and shit. Like,
Nah,
should
yeah,
I keep
the-
barbering and shit? Like,
Well, what about you, Louis? Have you ever had something like that or something similar or something you want to talk about?
I'm gonna be honest with you, nah. No one really talks to me crazy for real on the chair. Cause you know how that goes.
you ever felt like overwhelmed about it?
Nah, yeah, it been times where I had to rush or like I had people waiting for me or people looking at the haircut crazy, but I never really done nothing crazy to nobody. Couple crooked hairlines, but that's just at the
That's
beginning.
just a learning process.
And then there was just one though where
That's
I
part
did
of
it.
it.
Alex knows all about that shit. I did a design on someone's head, bro.
oh yeah,
I tried to do like a straight basic line, whatever, like a cool line.
I think it was wide, right?
And yeah, it was so wide. I could have did another fade on it. Like it was pretty bad.
It was wide.
But he left and didn't say nothing, so he never came back though. But it definitely was bad.
Yeah.
But that was when I was like 3 months in, not even like May.
The first design, right?
My first line ever.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes back. We spoke about that too the last episode. When we were like,
Yeah.
look, if there's something that you don't know how to do
Ask for help.
that you've never done before, it's either one or two things. First off, you don't act like you got it. You know, oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it exactly like this. You let the customer know. You know, like, look, I've never done that before, but if you want, I can try it. You know. And two, if there's something you know you never done and you're not 100% sure it's gonna come out the same way, don't do it.
Yeah, it's better to ask for help than letting somebody leave unsatisfied or something.
That's what I figured, you know. But
Well, we had a lady here. She walked in, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and she came in and she
Yeah, I remember
was
that.
talking bad about another barber shop that she wanted a design. She wanted a lotus flower, so they put like a. All right.
they put a
Based
leaf.
on the texture of her hair, I knew that wasn't going to come out the exact same way as the picture. I knew that right off the rip. But I guess this other barber at another barber shop tried it, and it wasn't horrible. It wasn't that bad. It just wasn't exactly a lotus. It kind of looked like a marijuana leaf. But that's only because her hair texture is not, you know, it's one of those that you mark it and it's going to open up wide. And I knew that just by looking at the texture of the hair. And I tried to explain to the woman, look, it's not so bad, but I can't fix that. And then we had one of the other barbers say, oh, I could do that.
Got you.
And I looked at him like,
No, you don't.
I was like, dude,
You
don't
a
do it.
capper. That was funny. Yeah,
I
I
was like,
remember
don't do
that.
it.
I remember that.
I was like, don't do it. Like, you know, just don't do it. And he didn't do it. And she ended up just getting a whole different other cut. Well, long story short, she was happy with just getting a regular haircut and getting that erased. But man, if I didn't step in, who knows what would have happened. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been good.
2 marijuana leaves on her head.
One on each side.
Nah, it's better sometimes to avoid those type of situations, and more if you see like their personalities, like the way they act
Yeah, that's
right.
before you do their haircuts and stuff like that.
You know, you don't walk into another shop and then just start bad mouthing barbers, man. You know, and same thing too. Like, you know, barbers don't talk bad about other barbers because you don't know the situation.
You don't know if they're learning or
Yeah.
what happened or if they move.
You know, barbers. You know, hey, everyone, you know, do you? But I really don't have much respect for people that,
Talk about another.
you know, say, oh, that barber over there, oh, he messed you up. Like, you don't know what happened. You know what I mean? So, I don't like that, man. You know what I mean?
I'll tell people if they got pushed back or if, let's say, something's uneven or something. I'll tell them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll ask them where they got their
Right.
cut, shit
Just
like that. But,
exactly.
But don't be like he messed you up. But you don't know if the customer moved. You know, you don't know if the customer wanted it that way. You know, some people, you know what I mean, say, hey, just make them even. Some people, their natural hairline isn't natural. You know, you got to push certain parts back to get it straight. And then the regrowth makes it look a little funky, you know.
Yeah, that
but,
one dude I had that one day, remember?
yeah,
That was bad.
that was
That was really bad.
Remember that kid I had?
What
The
kid?
kid that
Which one?
The kid that came. He got a design on the head. Think they came a good like 50 minutes away, and his whole thing was pushed back. The whole thing was pushed back.
Damn.
I think I remember
yeah,
that.
the
John.
little kid
yeah,
with
little
the
kid.
woman with the
Yeah.
Wow.
That was bad, bro.
But even then, we didn't talk bad about the barbers,
No, we didn't.
man.
We
You
didn't.
know,
We didn't.
You just asked.
We just
That's
don't do
it.
that here. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Like, I saw that.
No
and
pushbacks.
And I'm like, whoa. And then I told Jose, look at this. But I don't want to say nothing to her. Like, yo, this dude, I guess his lineup is here.
You got
Then
that double
they go
line,
back
that
here.
OG line.
And then like in the front too, it's like the sides and the curves, like
they were gone.
The C cup.
yeah, bro, like
But I mean, maybe you know, some people say they went to a barber shop. Sometimes they don't go to the barber shop. You know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes they're like, "Oh yeah, we went to a barber shop back home." In actuality,
Yeah, you
it was
did.
their pops that cut them in the kitchen.
Right.
You know, so
Bought a clipper from Walmart and try to cut it themselves and shit.
you know what I mean, like that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it. I did it for a long time. You know, when I had my kids young, I used to cut their hair myself. But
Oh, you probably had
anyway,
an
we're
idea.
getting-
What were you doing? bro?
we're going off the
I
topic.
had my brother go through it bad, bro. I just went, but he even cried after I gave him a haircut,
Wow.
because I tried to give him like like them Edgar shape ups. That is so
Oh
bad,
my
like
God.
it was bad.
Don't tell me you did it with his hair, just regular.
Yeah, bro.
It looked like a helmet. Right?
Yeah, like I showed and I'm like, damn, I messed up, and he just started crying, bro, crying.
Like
Good
one of those
thing-
memes.
Good
like
thing,
on
good thing it was a
fucking
lockdown.
TikTok.
We didn't even nobody went out that time.
You
so
wasn't going
nah,
out.
It was not going out.
He was probably, you're not going anywhere. Why you crying?
Wow.
That was bad times.
I messed them up, man. I don't know how to even mess them up.
Well, everybody goes through that. It's the learning process, dude. You're
It's
gonna mess
crazy.
people up.
I didn't think I had that many bad haircuts.
No, but isn't there like one person that like sacrificed that since like the beginning for you since like
Angel, but I don't think Angel's haircuts were never that bad.
It's
Because you were there,
to,
though.
To me, it's my brothers and my dad. But think about it, like nobody was there to tell me good or bad. I just YOLO'd it,
Yeah, I
like,
seen those haircuts. You showed me them. Yeah, they were pretty
bad.
rough.
Now, what a lot of people don't know is that well, I used to cut Alex's hair before he became a barber.
Oh, for real?
Wait, I was a barber there, but
Okay,
I
but
wasn't
he was
sit-
on the-
Yeah, I was just it was just on and off. It
Okay.
wasn't. It was nothing like that.
And he,
Oh, Blackman Street.
yeah, when we were at the other
Go
shop.
Back, come.
So we went to the other shop and he asked me if, I was like, yeah, why don't you come over? Let's see what you could do.
So he tried out.
he brought,
Yeah, he brought his brother.
He
brought his
tried out?
brother. Yeah.
He tried out.
You tried to do a
And,
taper thing.
It wasn't a horrible thing, but
Jose looked at me like,
I was like, this is a lot of work we got to put in, you know what I mean, to help him out. And at that time, I think there was only one chair available. And
He's
I really
tough
didn't
now.
want to, use it as far as like a student where I wanted to get somebody in there that I can just say, here, sit down and work, and that's it. And I told him, look, just work a little harder, keep at it, keep practicing. I was going to be opening up another shop soon, eventually. And when that time came, if he's still into barbering and still practicing, then we'd have him come over.
so how coming from New York, how did you get to come to this barbershop? Like, how did you meet Jose and stuff like that?
It's because I used to be picky. I used to be picky with barbers as well. So I used to go look on Instagram, search up, and then I guess I found N.Y O,
Okay.
and N.Y O I found Jose. So then, yeah, I went to the both of them, and then I figured I'm like, yo, these dudes are in the same shop. Like I'm like every dude is probably there, like cause good. So that's why I asked them, and I feel like being next to them, I'm gonna learn as well. I just I was looking more into like learning how they cut because they, yeah. So like it's just a shop itself. Like I just want to learn how to cut.
Now, let me ask the both of you this. How would you feel if just going to another shop and working? You would feel comfortable? Do you think that you're at that point where it's like, all right, I can go anywhere and work?
Well, like now or before?
I think
No.
so.
Like
I
right
think
now.
so.
Okay.
I
With
could for
the
sure go to
skills-
like Scranton or something. 'Cause I have customers from Scranton. I could probably cut up there. That I feel comfortable cutting to kind of get me situated. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I could too.
Kingston, I could cut in Kingston. Depending, like if you go to
Well,
like
basically, you guys can cut right now anywhere. You guys already are barbers. You guys can cut, and well, as far as like being comfortable, we don't know because you guys don't know who you
Yeah,
guys are
exactly.
gonna work with.
That's what I was gonna say.
But
'cause-
like as barber, like haircut
haircut
wise, you guys
styles?
could do
Yeah.
anything
For sure.
already. So
Yeah.
you guys
I
feel
coulda-
comfortable doing anything.
if I could do like house calls, I can cut anywhere.
Okay, then there you go. That's the answer. So,
Yeah. You can do house calls. If you can compete up on a barber in
On
a
a stage.
competition, you can cut anywhere, bro.
For sure.
You know, like
Right.
under that pressure, I think that going up there on a stage and being under pressure that way and completing a haircut and winning and that's something that you can take anywhere, dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now, all right, so let's get back to something else. What benefits do you see? I know you guys are still young and maybe you guys haven't worked a lot of different jobs or whatever, but what do you like? Like, what benefits do you see of being a barber, and what do you see that you don't like?
Some days I don't like being a barber. It be them slow days. You know how everybody had those slow days. But everything other than that be good. You know what I mean?
So the slow days is the only thing you don't like.
About cutting hair? Well, sometimes, you got people with like dandruff or like just like picky people. But that's all customer service based, you know what I mean? That's something you have to deal with.
Yeah.
So I don't really take that into account. But I feel like the really only thing I don't like for real is just be like what I said, you know what I mean?
standing around doing nothing.
Right. Wasting time, wasting stuff, you know what I mean? I could be doing other stuff.
Yeah.
That really would be it.
I agree to that, but I also want to add also about the barber is that your time is your money. So basically, you can be booked up all day, and then just this one person literally just doesn't show up.
Cancels or don't show
And
up.
mind you, you're there waiting for your appointment, and then you have like two other people waiting as a walk-in. You say
Right.
no to them, they leave,
Because
and
they're
then
coming.
the dude doesn't show up, and like, damn, I just literally lost money here and lost money here.
But
So-
I mean, there's ways. I told you how to take care of that.
Yeah.
I tell you guys all the time. How to prevent that. At least cover yourself.
Yeah,
You know?
the no-show policies. Yeah,
With the
those
no-show
help you.
policy, if they don't show up and they don't call, that you can charge their credit card. And I think that's something you guys should get into.
So say I'm a client, right?
Yeah, I don't currently do that, but I'm gonna start.
So say I'm a client and I want to book with you guys. What do I gotta do as a client to get a haircut with you guys?
You can call the shop. You can text my phone.
What platforms do you
I
guys use?
use Square.
Like,
I use Square. It's a free booking app.
I went
Nothing too crazy.
I went through a lot. I went through the cut. I went through Square. I went through Bugsy. I switched up a lot, but right now I'm using Bugsy. They just go on
You
the
said
app.
Square.
Yeah, I use Square. Only Square to book my
Is
appointments.
that Square or
Square appointments.
Square.
Like the
Square.
what we use to charge the card.
Oh, that's a booking app.
Yeah, they have
Oh,
a
I didn't
booking
know
app
that.
also.
I thought
And
So like, it's
free.
like a
Squire,
website.
like-
It's a website. So I have like my own personal website on there. So like you can like
Make your pricing and things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
I
shows
just
this-
wanted the people to know how to book.
shows
with you guys
location and
stuff
all
like
that.
It'll show your hours available
what's
and
up.
everything.
Mhm.
So out of all those apps that you've used, Alex, which one works the best for you so far?
building customers and all that.
The best? I'm not sure. Thing is, at first, I'm gonna be honest, the cut was doing good. It was doing good, mostly because I guess people around here don't use the cut, so I kept getting people out of the states, like that would come for work or for visits.
So you used
Oh,
that
don't
in
do
New
it.
York or here?
In New York, I used Bugsy. I used Bugsy, but then I came here when I found out about Square, so Square was free, so I used Square. I was there sticking it for a while, but the
Square
only
is
thing,
free.
yeah, the only thing about Square is that it just doesn't put you out there like the cut and and Bugsy does. Like it doesn't keep like if you want to look for barbers, it doesn't have that option in Square. In Square, you just have to have that link in
People
order
who
to
know
put
of
Send it to someone.
People who
that-
know of it, yeah. People
only
who know of it
know
will
yeah, that's
find
the
it
only thing
out.
with Square. So I like the cut and Bugsy because they put you out there apart from that like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't get to do books yet only because it's like a market for other barbers in a sense. I feel like.
What do you mean?
Like, let's say, I know it happens to you a lot. You get fully booked for the day or for the week or whatever. And it's good that your customers stay in this barbershop specifically. But let's say you didn't have all these other barbers in here. They would be going to other barbershops
Well,
if you were fully booked.
even if you're fully booked in this barbershop and you didn't use Booksy, they will still go to another barbershop.
Exactly. But your customers in specific. use that. So your customers specifically are gonna leave if you're booked. That's the only downside to these booking apps. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them have that feature.
Well, with or without the booking app, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Of course.
If somebody needs a haircut
It
and
depends too.
they
When,
can't get you, they're just going to go somebody else.
But when you
somewhere
have
else.
somebody with a 5-star profile, you're gonna want to book with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's say if people only know me, they might see you guys, but they don't know how to book with you guys. Like they don't see your profile. They just gonna wait because they run the risk of going somewhere else and getting chopped if they haven't never done it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it depends too, cause like say like Jose clients, sometimes they're here and we interact with them, like,
Exactly.
all of us, and they get to know us. When they feel comfortable in a barbershop and they already know Alex, let's say they're gonna book with Alex.
Exactly.
They're not gonna go somewhere else. But say if it's like a client that he doesn't talk to nobody when he comes and sit down, get a haircut and leave, he'll probably go to another barbershop.
Exactly.
And the same thing works vice versa as well. You know, let's say it's a customer at another barbershop and he gets a haircut with another barber. That barber's full. He goes in Booksy and sees you. You know, he's going
It's
to pick you up
beneficial
on
as
that
well,
also.
for sure.
Yeah.
It go both ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where would you like to take barbering now that you're nicer, you feel more confident? What would you like to do next? Yes, no, maybe.
I say just
I need a second to think.
I gotta get one of those.
Bro, I want to take this.
those cricket sounds, and when I press it, just be like.
You can edit that out.
you can pause it.
Yeah, DJ in here now.
Nah, I'll keep going with it. You know, like I don't want to take it for granted either. Like I don't want to say, all right, I got to a point, I'm gonna just do whatever. I want to continue to get better. You know, you're never the best. Like you know, you always learn something new. So
How do you plan on doing that?
I'm gonna just keep cutting, keep learning new things, keep going to these events, like you learn-
Seminars, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Classes.
all these things. You know, you learn new things. It's all social media too. Social media, all these, everything. You go to competitions, you see some crazy things, like all of that. You know, you want to learn all that.
Or gotta stay up.
What about you?
To take myself to the next level,
Yeah.
I want to get my ideas out. But what I was gonna start doing, it might sound crazy, but I was gonna start doing like not personal haircuts, but like personal building with a customer. So let's say a customer got bumps on his face.
Mhm.
I was gonna get a service to try to, let's say I have a customer that comes weekly for that, do services to try to like get rid of them.
Okay.
So like, you stay with me, and you pay for the service I have.
I'll do like a 30-day thing when you first started. 30 days later, and see how his skin is.
Exactly.
That's what's up.
It's like expanding your services.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That
Very
works.
low key, though.
What about you guys? You have any questions for us? Anything you want to know?
Yeah, what motivated you guys? Like, I feel like for me, like, I just want to keep going. You know, like, is there a person? Is there an event that had you guys that want, you know, made you keep going? 'Cause there's barbers out there that they tried and they stopped, but there's others that still kept going because they had a source of motivation. So I'm asking
I
you-
made it stop for about a year and a half. You guys know I used to truck drive and stuff, and for the love of it, I just came back. And I made a huge sacrifice because I have kids. You guys know I have kids. And
A bunch of them too.
no, not a bunch.
Did you say it was your
But
kids?
I made a sacrifice, bro, and I don't regret coming
Cap.
back or like making that sacrifice to keep cutting hair because
So
I love it.
is it your kids that keep you going?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. But like barbershop wise, like I always like barbershop since I was little because over in Dominican Republic I had a friend. He used to take like this barbershop courses and stuff like that. He used to take me to give me the shape up and stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to go with him and I'm like, seems interesting. Like I didn't really know anything about it, but I used to always go with him and see like how people do stuff. And there used to be like this blades. There used to be like a T that they use, and they'll do a shape up straight with that. No clippers or nothing.
No, just
that.
a straight blade.
Just wet your hair like that and with the T, and it's just crazy.
Before I had a shirt at home when I was younger, man. At home, that's how I used to shape my shit up.
So I started getting motivated by like that friend, and I just
Just straight
That's
razor.
cool.
um,
That's what's up.
What motivated me to stick with it was my kids. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
I went through a lot to just become a barber. I lost a lot too, but that's another story. But what keeps me motivated now is you guys. Like I said it last time, the way you guys are, how far you guys have come. Like it's been crazy. You know.
Yeah, word.
So what are we wearing here? You wouldn't. Would you find like another
I
motivation?
mean, it wouldn't be the same. It'd be different. I'd still be doing me. Don't get it twisted. You guys, you guys motivate me, but you ain't gonna stop me.
Yeah.
But it's just like it just motivates it to be more, You know what I mean?
Nah, word.
So I feel like a lot
Need
of
that
barbers that have years in it, like I guess they get tired at a point. So like I want to see like what do they do at that point when they get tired? Like
Well,
what?
there's other things. Even with me, you see this. Look at what we're doing now. You know what I mean? There's something to do. There's always
Platform,
something to do.
something new, and something you can benefit yourself out of. Probably long term,
Yeah, especially
you
like
gotta
after
start
all
somewhere.
this time, man. Like, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like, my kids are probably looking at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But it's just something different,
Yeah.
But that's a good question for the two of you. Is
You guys wanna
what's
do,
the next step? Barbering, cool. I know how to cut hair now. I'm giving good haircuts. I'm booked out. What's the next step?
Mm,
But I'm financially stable.
a
I'm not,
license.
Yeah. So you guys are going. All right. Let's talk about that. You guys are doing an apprenticeship program now, pretty much,
yeah.
right? You have books. We're gonna start studying and going through all that now. Now, a lot of people don't know. We talked about that last time too. Aside from barber school, there's other ways to get your barber's license. Um, Through an apprenticeship programs, some barbershops offer that, some don't. But that's what you guys are doing now, an apprenticeship program. Now, my question to you: do you think that if you would have went to a barber school or done the apprenticeship program, which one do you think you would have learned more in?
Apprenticeship because barber school. I've heard a lot that they don't teach you how to cut hair. They just teach you how to pass a test. So honestly, it's like I feel like it's like the military and with cops. Like you're gonna learn how to be a cop if you're in the military, not in school, because you get the experience. An apprenticeship. I say an apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship,
You
yeah.
get the experience like
more
firsthand.
practice and
Exactly.
stuff how to
You're
cut.
like more hands
Now,
on.
don't get it twisted. Some schools, though, you do take. I went to a school in New York for a little while before I did my apprenticeship. It was basically in the morning you would do your book. You read your book, go through your questions, blah blah blah. Practice for that part of the test. Then the second half of the day was you were taking walk-ins. And what they would do is the school would organize vouchers, discounted haircuts for the students to perform. They'd walk in, pay $2 or whatever it was, and get a haircut from a student. The student didn't make no money, but you were practicing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you do practice, but you're not going to get that customer that's like,
Exactly.
look,
It's like I feel like they're not gonna tell you detail work. They're not gonna tell you what do you do with the indents, like the bumps, all of that. Like I feel like that's more you gotta see into because it's not just all right, pass a blade and that's it, you're done. Like it's more into it, like the angle you gotta hold it, all of that, like all of that counts.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
feel
of
like
course.
that's why I feel like they don't teach you that. Like they don't go into that depth. There's more like all right, you pass the test, do the basic works, and you're done.
Okay. What else you got? What about you?
I probably, if I didn't have no one to teach me, like how I have you, I probably would do the school, just because I already know I'm getting licensed. That's my last worry. You know what I mean? That's something
Yeah.
that if I get that, then I could really go wherever.
I was going through YouTube.
So probably would do that.
Well, Louis, that's
I was on
another thing.
YouTube.
If it wasn't for YouTube, right? Where would you guys?
I have no idea. I think it'd be barber school to be honest. Like, because I didn't know about apprenticeship. I didn't know nothing about that until like this one day in New York. I wanted to, like actually get into it. I buy my own chair, all of that. And the thing is, when I went to the barbershop to buy the chair, that's when the guy told me, he's like, "Do you have your license?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "If you want to get into this apprenticeship with me, and we'll start getting you work." And that's what I did. So that's how I learned about the apprenticeship because I didn't know about nothing about that. I thought it was just barber school and that's it. So
Okay.
since that day, I learned about it. So I guess you could.
That
go
was
on
actually my next question. Do you guys think you guys are gonna be barbershop owners, or you guys want to have a barbershop? Is that on your dreams or your goals or anything like that?
Yeah, I feel like something like that is definitely accomplishable. Whether that be my own suite or whatever, or N.Y.O too. You never know. But I feel like that's definitely the next step too. That's definitely like a and not like an end result, but definitely like
A goal.
a goal. And I hope everybody's future is to own something
Yeah.
that say is yours.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
How about you, Alex?
I say that too. You know, like thing is, that's what I was saying. Once I get to that point where I'm financially stable, I want to do more things that will get me more money. So being a barbershop owner, you're gonna get more money. Buying a house and renting it out, you're gonna get more money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like all those little things help you. Like I would just like to make more money, finding other ways to make more money. So yeah, if a barbershop owner comes to that, I guess it could be an option too. You know, my thing was buying a house and renting it as a way first,
Okay.
and continue going from there.
Okay. Real estate.
Yeah, something like
No,
that.
and that's good because nowadays, because of social media, barbers now are really kind of like opening up their eyes to other sources of income.
Hmm.
Other ways of making money aside from sitting behind a chair and cutting hair. Question for you, right? For the both of you, actually. If you had to tell new barbers one thing, right? Or people thinking about becoming barbers, or people that want to go into the barbering industry, what message would you give to them right now?
I would say just do it. Just do it, and just know that not everything's gonna be perfect off the jump. Just do it with intentions or like a mindset of just thinking about the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do it for your future.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and you do it just for the day or for the week, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last, and you're gonna hate it. You gotta think about it in a bigger perspective. Like, is this gonna last? Am I gonna love doing this? Or, you know what I mean? That's what I would suggest. That's what I would recommend.
What about you, Alex?
I would say if you see a passion into it, go for it. Get yourself into a barbering school or get yourself under somebody's wing. Somebody who would give you that apprenticeship. Just do it, Like he said, it's gonna be a rough at the beginning. Like you're gonna go through a lot, but you just gotta keep going, stay consistent, be motivated, and yeah, you're just gonna get to that spot, where you always wanted to be at. One day you will if you keep going, but if always have that mindset and mentality, just keep on going and don't stop.
What about you, Chris?
So not be scared, man. If you jump in this career, is to lose fear, be loose, and learn as much as you can. Don't stop educating yourself. Seminars, YouTube. I feel like nowadays it's like a way different generation than like when I started, or even when you started. Like, it's way easier to do things now.
Yeah.
You don't know how to do any style or anything like that. It's gonna
Just
be on
look it up.
YouTube.
Just look it up. Yeah.
What's the hair, blow out the hair, anything's gonna be on YouTube. So don't stop learning. Do not be afraid, and just keep pushing, man.
No, I agree with that.
Be patient.
All right. Another question. What would you guys change in barbering, or the barber industry, or the barber shop? If there was one thing you could change, what would it be? I was wondering, get everybody thinking. Everyone's
I
like,
would change the fact that. Damn, I don't even know.
all right. I'm gonna say if I was gonna say anything to change, I would say the way people see barbers and the barber shop. And I said that before, I think, actually.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The way people see it, and it's starting to. I was watching a podcast too. You know who Joe Budden is?
Yeah.
And he basically said it, that he went on this booking app that he didn't know about. He was freaking like, "What the fuck is this?" He found a barber on the booking app. He picked a service for some reason. He's like, "I don't fucking know what I picked, but it was $300."
Holy shit.
Right? And he's messaging the guy back and forth, and he's like, "All right, go to the back of this building, park here, go up the steps, go to the second door on the left." And I think he said something. Joe Budden was like, "Well, what the fuck is this?" Well, that's good that he's added. He's letting me know what's what. He pulls up to the back of the he pulls up to the back of the building, and the guy gets out of a car with a button-up shirt, dress pants, nice shoes. On the back of his shirt, it says his barber shop or whatever. So Joe Budden was kind of like, "Yeah, well, what the fuck is going on?" Oh, that's cool, man. Is that like You know, something you did? He goes, yeah, I have a clothing line. And Joe Budden was like, oh, so you make barber capes and stuff like that? And the guy was like, no, I make clothes. Joe Budden was like, what the fuck? Like, you're a barber. Why are you making clothes? He goes up to the second floor and he goes to this thing and it's a suite. It's not even a barbershop anymore. So he goes in there and he's like, yeah, well, what the hell's going on? He's like, well, why are you working in here? Why not at a barbershop? He said that it wasn't safe. Joe Budden was like, what the hell you mean it wasn't safe? He was like, there's times that I cut a police officer and the next customer is somebody that he arrested. Okay? There's times that I cut a gangster and the next person is waiting for him, someone who wants to shoot his head off. And so he decided to do a suite where he can get away from that atmosphere, you know, because barbershops, he said, were dangerous. Okay? And he was just like, look, and that's why I decided to open up a suite and do more one-on-one, more privately, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yo, that's crazy. That's dope that you decided to do that. And he goes, oh, no, but don't get it twisted. I own 2 barbershops. And Joe Budden's like, hold on, you do have a clothing line? You own 2 barbershops? He's like, yeah. And he's
And
like,
that's a suite.
That's why that shit was
separate.
$300,
right?
bro.
So he's like, hold on, you got a suite, you got 2 barbershops, and you do clothing? He's like, oh, yeah, and I also have real estate, and I do this, and I do that. And Joe Budden was just blown away with all the sources of income this man had and was like, dude, you're only like, what, 30 years old? He was like, yeah, I'm 28 years old. 28 years old. He's had properties that he's renting.
That's in 8
He's got
years.
barbershops that leave him money without him even being there. He's got a suite. He's got his own clothing line.
That's awesome.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So when people look at barbers and they're like, oh, all he does is cut hair, that's not necessarily the case. You know, barbers are getting more educated now as to how to manage money, what to do with their money, and what to do with credit, so on and so forth.
How
Not
to
everybody just
invest.
gets their license in prison, or we're not all street thugs or anything like that, you know? So I would like to change the way people see barbering. That's what I would do.
We talked about that.
Yeah. What about you, Al?
I say the prices of the tools, like everything is just pricey. I mean, yeah, the economy went up, but like, I'm gonna be paying $20 for gloves. What is it? How much is the
Next
Cool,
strips.
the cool care is probably,
Cool
it
care.
used to be like $5, bro.
This is like
Exactly.
15, 10, 12.
Everything went up,
Probably
like,
12.
That was like half a cut almost.
Well, that's everything. Like everything
Yeah.
nowadays has gone up and stuff. So
Just a lot. I feel like I don't know, like, you know, like you get your money, you're like, okay, fine, that's it. But it's not just that. Like, you're wasting more than that because of the things you gotta buy, the neck strips, the
it's
cool
investment for your job.
razors,
you know,
all
so
that. I just,
And that's the other thing. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, haircut prices got to go up.
yeah.
It's just what it is. It's not even just that. Like, look at it as a shop owner, right? Electric, water, gas, all that stuff has gone up in prices as well. So, barbers were paying chair rent before at $150, $175. So now when you look at chair rent, it's like $250, $275. It's like, yo, that's expensive. But you also have to keep into consideration everything else has gone up in price as well. So, you know, that's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, everything, inflation is ridiculous right now. You
Yeah, that
know?
went up a lot.
Now, let me ask you guys one last question real quick. All right. When do you guys think it's a good time for you to start raising your prices?
How about you?
For
All right,
me,
first, I'm sorry. Let me break that down into 2 separate questions. How do you guys feel about barbers that charge $100 a haircut or $80 a haircut?
I tell them do their thing. The people willing to pay it, do it.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, you know, if everybody charges their own prices, you know, they charge for what they're worth. You know, if they're worth $100 and people are going for them, you know, that's something I respect. That something I look up to too. I want to do that too one day, you know. But I'll never hold a grudge against that.
So when do you think it's a good time for you guys to start raising your prices?
I see when you're fully booked, like you can't like fully booked at least 2 weeks, at least a week and a half ahead. Like you see you're fully booked, you know, you're like, all right, fine, I'm gonna raise up these prices. That's when I feel like you should. I feel like that's the right time to raise up your prices when you're like non-accessible, you know.
Yeah. What about you?
I feel like you can raise your price. I feel like once you like he said, when you're in high demand, I feel like you can definitely upscale a little bit. But I feel like if you invest in your tools and you invest in like your whole setup and how you service people, I feel like then you can definitely charge more, because if you charge more, people who already are paying that much probably can go to you too. You know what I mean? Because you provide a good service and you provide things that you haven't been providing before. So like when you provide new things, you'll be able to charge more, stuff like that.
What about you?
But definitely the high demand.
Me personally, I think that one, you need to understand the area that you live in and the level as a barber that you have. You have to stay true to yourself and not just say that you want more money, you know?
Yeah.
Because not everybody wants to go to a barbershop and get like a $20 cut and you charging me $100.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
not.
So you gotta understand the levels that you have as a barber too. So that's when you know you could take a step ahead, you know. So
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to make a couple people kind of funky, but all right. So you, as a barbershop owner, and you have walk-ins, okay, you have to have a set price for walk-ins. You can't just have every single barber individually charge what they want, because that leads to a lot of problems, right? But what I don't like is when, let's say Alex one day decided to charge $80 a haircut. Okay? And he has nobody, maybe two people that day. Somebody walks in and he doesn't want to cut their hair because they don't want to pay $80. That's kind of where it's like a little funky as a shop owner. You know, I respect the fact that he, you know, would charge what he wants to charge, you know, but as a shop owner, it's kind of like you're kind of making the other barbers feel a type of way in a way too, you know. You may charge 40 just because he wants to charge 80 and he stays firm at that. It kind of makes you feel like, hold on, like, who does this guy think he is? You understand what I'm trying to say? Some people see it that way. You know,
where there's something that you have always said that like I really respect that a lot. Say that it's a new customer, boom, never been here. Because it's their first time here and I cut their hair, I can charge them barbershop price.
exactly.
But I can explain to them and have a conversation with them. Oh, look, this is how I charge. These are my prices, and the next time you come, my prices will be in effect.
Yeah, that I agree. That total respect. You know, it's one thing to have a walk-in, right? It's one thing to have a walk-in. You gotta keep those your shop prices, okay? But when you're making appointments and they want you specifically because of your service, then that's a little different. You know, but I mean, it's like a catch-22. As a shop owner, you're gonna see the way people move, and you're gonna see the way people think. You know, and now if he's charging $80 a haircut and doing walk-ins, and you're doing 40 by appointment, and you're doing walk-ins, it's still kind of like, hold on a second, who this guy? You know what I'm trying to say? So you know, everybody their own, but it's still kind of, you know, as a shop owner, you know, you're gonna have people that feel a type of way with certain things. But I mean, you know, your rules are your rules. You know, by appointment. If you want them to, you know, if you're okay with them charging $80 a haircut, cool, by appointment. But every shop should have their shop prices. You guys are still pretty new in the shop or in barbering, just in general, right? But what person or what maybe if you guys learned on YouTube, which barber you find that influenced the way you cut hair now?
I would say good, like barbers you see like in the internet.
Or anywhere,
So
a person, a
That
barber,
that I would want to cut like, or that I cut like.
yeah, or that you
that
yeah,
you will compare yourself to.
correct.
Probably none for real. I watch them on. I use all their stuff, but
Who do you watch?
well, as of recently, I've been watching. His name is like the Fourth Can, and his name is Wavy Kid Kev. I don't really watch those big people like that anymore, like I used to.
Okay.
I watch more or less people that talk more in
But
their
that wavy
videos.
kid Kev he's pretty big on YouTube, man.
Now he is, yeah, but I've been watching him for mad long. When he had like probably like 30K subs.
I started with Jeezy. I started with 360
Everybody
Jeezy.
starts with Jeezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. That's why I didn't want to say
Basio
him.
and Jeezy.
I didn't want to say none of them
Basio and
because
Jeezy.
Yeah,
you already
Chris
know them.
Basio, Jeezy, George Zepeda. I used to watch all of them. And then there's one dude motivated me a lot though. I saw his video. His name is Marty Blends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
And
He's
he
good.
came out with the video like the first time, and like the things he just said and how the video went, like that was just inspiring. So
Yeah,
like
he's good.
that's some like that motivated me too as well. Like that video that he put out, yeah, it was. And then yeah, big names like Numb, those are like people you want to be like one day.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, I watched 360 GC a lot, and who else? You. Who else coming up? I used to stand in front of right next to Jose, he watches cuts and stuff, and kind of guiding myself from a lot of people. And the first barbershop where I worked at, I used to look at all the guys too. There was 11 barbers in there, so I was always looking at everybody. And
That was the biggest shop out here, I think.
yeah, I got a little bit from a lot of people, so
Yeah, I would say when I started watching tutorials on YouTube, it was Basio and Yeezy and Jorge Cepeda. Those were the three. Cepeda.
Oh, he's nice. He's good. I like
Yeah.
The guys I watch are nice. Y'all should watch
bro,
them.
the clip over
If y'all want to watch some new haircuts, some
Yeah.
tough haircuts,
The clip over comb,
Watch them,
I
bro.
actually learned from when I was working in Sharp Cuts with from Solo Cash.
Oh.
He showed me clip over comb, and I was just like, at first I was making holes in people's head like a mom.
my aunt, she did that. She
yeah,
does.
back then those clippers were not easy for that.
Yeah.
My aunt did like nothing. She'll go boom, 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 like
Mhm.
nothing, like just zoom it, and I'm like, oh, like I thought it was coming out bad at first, but yeah, little by little, it just
Yeah, but
It was
those
blended.
I would say those three were my top three. I ain't gonna lie, my top three. I still watch them, dude. Sometimes I still go online and Faded Culture. Now Faded Culture's killing that shit. Shout out, dope.
Nah,
Yeah.
Dre's better than them.
Dre is no, but he stopped though. Like he
He's been
comes,
slowing it
yeah,
down.
he comes and then goes. He comes. He posts good stuff too. I see
Dre is
yeah.
tough.
Well, I mean, if you look at those guys, dude, they've been doing it for 12 years.
No, get Beam. Get
Beam is
goes-
nice.
he's-
Beam, I watch him a
But
lot.
the thing is, he's also like he stops.
That's the
and he
heavy
comes-
set dude, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean cuts hair. If you want to watch somebody with scissors
yeah.
he's
and
good
stuff
too.
like that, he's
Do
nice.
you guys know who Mileno is?
Mileno.
No.
No.
Is he on IG?
He's Brazilian, I think.
No.
Is he on Instagram or no?
Mileno.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he does designs and stuff like that, right?
For me, the best barber in general.
Is that the guy that does designs? He does
Yes,
designs, right?
Designs,
Mileno?
colors, everything.
Agno Black. You ever see him?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's the dude.
Me
dude.
suena.
What
Watch
about
him.
the guy Mohammed?
That's
Yeah,
different.
he's crazy.
Yeah.
He don't have a YouTube. I mean,
Bro,
his yo, listen. I know you have a YouTube channel. I know you probably don't even speak English, bro. But yo, you need to put some stuff up there, bro.
Nah, pero
I'll be watching him.
this guy
Bro, that dude
Mileno,
is
in
crazy.
He's nice.
every
Yeah.
aspect, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. It's fire.
All right, one last question before we wrap it up. You guys both started off with commission, right? And now you're ended up in chair rent. Which one do you think was better?
Obviously, cheering it.
Yeah, like you get more
'Cause
clientele.
You can't. Yeah, with commission, you kind of like if you have a lot of people, you're kind of like losing money if you cut too many people. For example, you know what I mean? Because if you cut, let's say like, I don't know the math on it, but it's definitely you losing more if you're on commission.
Like an
If you're
example,
busy,
Let's say you make a K 1 week. Just an example, you make a K 1 week.
30
Now
heads.
it's 50-50.
Oh,
The
what in
barbershop-
one week? $1,000, right?
Yeah, and then it's
This nigga
50.
said a K.
1,000.
It's a K, yeah.
All right,
1K,
all right. No cap.
That's one rack.
The OG said no cap. Look at it.
So like, let's say you make 1,000.
hmm
Then if you're going 50-50 with the shop owner, you're
Oh,
gonna
it
give him
depends.
500.
There's different percentages everywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, let's
I
say
always heard 70-30, 60-40. Depends.
let's say an example is 50-50. Shop owner's gonna get what 500. You're gonna say we'll have 500. You pay the chair rent, maybe a little less than 300. You're
I
gonna
feel
make
like-
more.
Yeah, I
No,
feel like
sure.
time.
No,
Time.
no.
You're losing time
Hold up,
too.
hold
I
up,
feel
hold
like
up,
with
hold up,
commission.
hold up. How are you gonna pay share rent and you're going to pay commission at the same time?
No, you
No,
don't.
no.
It's one or the other.
That's
yeah,
what
it's
he
one of the-
said.
No. I said it's one of the. So basically, I said it comes out better paying the chair rent in that position
Yeah.
if you're making what.
1,000 a
1,000
month, a week
a
or
week.
whatever.
like you're better off paying a chair.
I feel like when
benefit
you're starting anywhere new or just cutting new in general,
That's
commission
no
is the way to
commission.
go. Yeah,
Mhm.
for a little bit.
Then you start building up the clientele, and then from there, you
Yeah,
know,
when
Or if you got 2 jobs or whatever, commission might be beneficial.
you get your clients, then you can step ahead of that. Yeah.
But if you cut hair part time, then I probably would say could do commission. That way you can do whatever during the week.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap it up. Damn, I still got some more questions. We could be on this thing for hours. We ain't gonna do it though. We ain't gonna do it.
Do a part 2.
We can do a part 2.
Could.
All right, one more.
I mean, actually,
What was the hardest thing you guys had to overcome so far? As a barber, not in life or nothing like that, but as a barber.
I feel like dealing with customers, dealing with clients.
Customer service, you mean?
they're picky.
Yeah,
Or
They're
dealing
picky.
with picky people?
Yeah, dealing with to me, it's picky people.
That's the hardest thing for you?
Yeah, cause like
picky. I could deal with picky people good.
at first I didn't like I would get scared like they say yo fix this up. I'm like oh damn like I thought I was already done, but I'm like okay fine. But I just say okay you go on with the flow. And yeah, also I feel like it's matching the person's energy too. That's also another hard thing. Cause like, let's say you gotta go with the vibe of what that person is.
Yeah.
To see if that person is quiet and like you're loud and know everything, like you gotta chill, like be quiet with him. But if you see a person is happy, he's active, be in the same energy as him. I think it's like matching the same energy as the person in your chair as well. That's like one hard thing to do. That's for me. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta fill them out. Fill them out and understand. Like,
I know it's gonna sound crazy, but starting tomorrow, every customer you have in the chair, even if you cut him before, make believe he's picky. Okay?
it's gonna help.
And I can guarantee you, one, your haircuts are gonna come out a lot better. Two, when they get a customer that's picky, he's not gonna message you as much. And I don't mean like make believe every customer's picky by asking so many questions and feeling nervous. No, I mean by making sure his lineup is as straight as possible, that fade is as blurry as possible. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yep.
And just make believe every customer's that way. And when that time comes, when someone comes through that door and they're picky for real, they're gonna appreciate all that.
Well, that's called effort. When
Yeah.
you put effort into your cuts.
Yeah, I've dealt with it better.
People
Yeah.
know when you put effort.
Before, like I was scared, like I was just scared. I'm like, oh damn, like I'm like, oh Jose, come here. Like I used to call him every time I was in that corner.
Straight like or natural.
What was the question?
You want
though?
your shape up natural or straight?
You want a sharp or you want a natural?
You want it sharp or natural?
I want that shit pushed back.
Nah, I don't know. I guess I asked it wrong.
I
But
just be cutting it, bro. I just be cutting it.
it's like I don't know. Before,
But like I don't mean to cut you off, but I noticed a lot from him, right? Like I saw a lot of things that he was doing, like a lot of myself and the things that he was doing. If that makes sense. Remember, I told you before I really didn't feel nervous. I never really felt like he seemed nervous. You know?
Yeah,
It was more like he would just get into it, and
He
I
just
wasn't
deal
that
with
way
it.
either.
He's that type of person. He just deals with it. It goes with the flow.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
And
I think.
And I
Yeah.
could see that,
Yeah.
and I saw that in him, and I thought that was fucking amazing, dude. Because someone his age,
That's
I was
why-
older, so I went
that's
through
why
more
I-
stuff, and it was like I wasn't that nervous. But
That's
someone
why it
his
has
age-
helped him a lot. That's why it has helped him.
Because you gotta
be
think
the
about
barber
it.
he is.
Yeah, you gotta think about it like, yo, if I mess him up, what he gonna do to me? He gonna fight? But I can fight too. So I'm like, I'm not gonna mess him up. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, there's nothing bad that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So why is you gotta be nervous? You don't have to be.
Yeah,
You just do what you know you can do, and that's it. You deal with whatever you gotta say, and then
Yeah.
maybe I don't. I also overthink it too much. Like people are crazy now. Like there's people that shoot people because you give them a bad haircut. Like that's not.
Nah,
it's,
you,
it's
you
true.
don't
though,
gotta
like,
think like
no,
that.
but like
Nah,
thing
I
is,
think
thing is,
like
you
that,
never
but-
know when it could happen. Though.
That's
like,
very
like,
true.
it's true as well. Like
Yeah, that's true.
like
but
in the Bronx, I think not that long ago, somebody came back and shot the dude because he fixed his lineup, but he was just touching it up, and he came back with the gun, boom, boom.
yeah, but
that's
a
it.
lot of
Done.
things is the mindset that you put into them. So you can't think negative on anything like that.
I
right,
know, but
you
it's
just gotta do it.
just you hear stories and then that kind of gets you traumatized.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, I get
You
it.
just gotta be confident, bro. You didn't even gotta
but
talk.
that goes with everything. You know, if that's the case, then you know, even if you work at freaking McDonald's, you're gonna get beat up because I see on TikTok and all
That's
this
what
other
I'm
places
saying.
people behind the
People
counter
grabbing
fight.
No matter where you go.
What's up?
You know, like you just gotta be able to know how to handle a situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And I used to work at Home Depot and people would try to fight me over the wood. I'd be like, bro, you want to fight over the wood? We could fight over the wood, bro. It's not gonna change
you know,
nothing.
at the end of the day, you're still in the service industry. You know, you still have to kind of make the customer feel comfortable. And if it's something that's making you feel uncomfortable, but you as a barber have the right not to cut that person.
Exactly. You are
If you
you
feel
are
uncomfortable,
the boss,
then,
bro.
Yeah, they're giving you
And-
attitude.
You know, you've done it before
Keep
where
it
you, where,
moving,
where
bro.
you're like, yo, Alex, you want to grab him? And sometimes he would just feel uncomfortable and he'd shake his head.
Remember the birthday guy?
Yeah, he was like, no, no, no. Right? No. And I'm like,
Earlier
what the
today,
fuck?
bro.
No. It was during Christmas, bro. This guy gave me a hard time during Christmas, and I see him the same. I would never forget his face, bro.
Tell him,
I see
nah.
him come in,
He's traumatized.
bro. Everybody is cutting, bro. Everybody's cutting. I'm the only one sitting down. Literally, everybody is cutting. He's asking one by one, like, "Yo, you're free. I'm like, "Damn, bro. I hope he doesn't come here." And then Jose's like, "Yo, cut him." I'm like, "No."
I got somebody on the way.
No, and then I'm like, "That's the birthday guy." And he just started, he starts laughing.
Yeah. You know, hey, man, you're going to get those type of people, but,
For sure.
you know, as well as a barber, you have the right not to service someone if you don't want to.
Right.
You know, as long as you tell them in a way that, like, hey, look, no disrespect to you, but I can't service you right now. Or, hey, man, make an excuse. Hey, I got someone coming in a few minutes.
No, he asked me. He's like, "You're free." I'm like, "Nope." He went to the next one. I said, "Nope." I didn't say nothing else. I just said, "Nope."
One time I had this
I must
guy,
have been gone.
he came in and he sat in the chair. I put the cape on him. And the first thing, before he even said what kind of haircut he wanted, the first thing he started saying was, "Oh, I've been to barber shops all over the place out here. Barbers out here don't know how to cut. I've gotten fucked up before. If you fuck me up, I'm going to fuck you up." Same,
Stop
just as
playing,
fast as
bro.
I put the cape on, just cape came right off. Boop. I'm not cutting you. I'm sorry.
See ya.
No disrespect to you, but we haven't even started and you're already talking stuff. I can't do it. If you'd like, go see the gentleman
That's
over
not
there.
funny. That's not
He may
cool.
be able to take care of you.
It's unnecessary.
And that's my point. Some people are extra with everything. It's hair. You know what I mean? It's going to grow back. And if it doesn't grow back, it's because you were bald anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just what it
I
is.
had a client say I didn't know how to cut, and I didn't cut him, and he got upset, and
You know, those things happen.
shit happens, man.
If someone told me that, I'd just be like, bro, I could tell you better. I could show you better than I could tell you, bro.
He said, "Nah."
I mean, you know,
I was kidding. I'm like, "No, I'm not good."
You know, no, I probably
And I
could have
cut
sat him
them.
down and said, "Oh, no, don't worry, I got you." And he probably would have loved it. But just from his demeanor,
gotta
man,
deal
and
with
the
that,
way he
yeah.
was, I don't even want to deal with it.
It makes you feel uncomfortable too. Like,
Yeah.
it does not.
Makes you feel at
Yeah.
ease, yeah.
You know, and some
I can see
people,
that.
some people just act that way just to act that way. I don't know why. You know, to me, it's the stupidest thing on the planet.
Yeah, those people are really
You know,
do that.
talking don't make you tough, dude. So I don't know. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Y'all be safe. We might do a second part because I got more questions for the two youngins. But y'all be safe, man. Thank you. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Let's turn these lights off. Shut everything down.